I says,
How's
why
your
is that not? Oh, there it is. Okay.
how's your 2025 going?
Oh my God! I gotta tell you, it's exciting. Evidently, it depends on who you're listening to, but Trump kicked that little pipsqueak Zelensky out of the Oval Office,
No.
and
Wow.
he deserved it. Look, this was not a surprise. He knew what he was coming to the Oval Office to do. And then he tried to plead his case and embarrass the president in front of the media. What he was wanting the United States basically to put boots on the ground to provide security for what's left of the Ukraine. Okay, and that we're not going to do because Zelensky has already showed he's not trustworthy.
No,
If we put American boots on the ground, what he's going to do is he'll start shooting at the Russians again, right? Then the Russians are going to shoot back, and then you have American troops in the crossfire. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is not a thing that's going to happen. I mean, this is not a new conflict. This goes back to the Crimean War, and believe it or not, young Winston Churchill, right? But this is not something that it was very disrespectful. I thought JD Vance did a really good job of pointing that out. And I love the reporter. Don't you own a suit? That was great.
You know, we understand that he's been at war and all that, but he's still a dictator. I mean, who's that? The Russian dictator.
They're both dictators.
He's also at war, and he always manages to put on a suit. He's trying to portray this like, oh, I'm a guy of the people, and Russia's being a meanie and all of that. But look, this guy has decimated an entire generation of people.
I mean, they're down to drafting women and rounding people up and making them go fight. This war is a nightmare. And, it's just funny. A reporter asked him, why are you going to make the Russians secede territory? Trump had the greatest answer to that. Are you going to go over there and make them do it? Right? Here's the fact. This war is definitely unwinnable for Zelensky. No way, snowball chance. It's not going to happen. He cannot win this war. He can't force Russia off of the Sevastopol Peninsula, whatever they call that place down there. He cannot force them out of the lands that they've taken, the Donbass region and below and more. You can't force them out of there, okay? It's kind of like Civil War. You can't make Robert E. Lee surrender if his army wasn't ready to surrender. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that you saw something today that Trump called it, and he called it right. Zelensky's not ready for peace. The problem with Zelensky is, he made himself a dictator. He's enormously unpopular, okay? As dictators are. He's pretty much destroyed a country. The time for peace was roughly 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago. He could have made a peace, but probably at least 6 years, 5 years, 4 years ago. But right now, peace is, it can be had, but it's not going to be had on terms that Zelensky is going to be agreeable to. And that's the whole thing. In his mind, somehow, he thinks this war is winnable. And look, with what I know about history, and I was in the military once, a long, long time ago, this is unwinnable. All right? And through this whole thing, regardless what you think about Vladimir Putin, since the fall of the Soviet Union, all right, he has been abundantly clear on only one red line, and only one. He's willing to talk about just about anything, okay? But there is one red line for him: NATO troops on my border. He has said this for over 10 years. I will not allow NATO troops on my border under any flag. Okay? So when Zelensky is sitting there, he's asking for the one thing that he knows Vladimir Putin will not agree to.
Yeah.
So
And
it was disingenuous today on his part.
yeah, it's an impasse and nobody wants to move forward. And you know, ultimately, again and again, I mean, can I just say this? All these leaders and presidents and dictators, they go around playing with the lives of the people of everybody's countries.
Yeah.
And Zelensky, you know, he decimated that country.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and what they're gonna do is, if they're not gonna go fight the war themselves.
No.
Let's say that he managed to convince Trump to send him some troops. It's not gonna be Trump going there. Okay.
Yeah. No. And we're not sending troops.
Yeah, and you know the Putin again. It's not him there in the front lines. It's someone else altogether. So look,
I'm just not. I am not sure what Zelensky thought he was going to accomplish by throwing that temper tantrum in front of the media. I mean, I think in his mind, for some reason, he thought perhaps he could sway the American people, right? And kind of do an in-run around this administration. But he knew the deal when he came here, what he was signing away. What he was signing away was some mineral rights, all right? I think 50% of the mineral rights, which in my mind, but we've spent like $350 billion over there, and it's only right that we do recoup some of that money. All right, now, this is just whatever's going to happen now, you know, you should do the world a favor and arrest Zelensky and throw him in jail. Then whoever the heck is left over there, let him sue for peace.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, but the one thing I can tell you for sure, there are absolutely no grounds and no way that the Ukraine is going to get favorable conditions on a peace deal. I just don't see that happening. They have absolutely no bargaining chips. There's just nothing that they have. They don't have money. They don't have territory. Their army is just shattered. They can't fight this war without foreign aid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, these are brave men. All right. An entire generation has paid the price for this war. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. And look, the U.S. is to blame. Remember Hillary Clinton and her ridiculous reset button? Yeah. Everybody was so wanting to get over there and force people that were in the Warsaw Pact to join the United Nations or UN and, NATO and the whole 9 yards here. But you guys really need to pay attention to what Vladimir Putin said one thing constantly: I will not tolerate NATO troops on my border.
Yeah.
So this is it. And Trump did call it right when he told Zelensky, look, you're playing with World War III here.
Yeah.
But, whether you're thinking right or thinking wrong on this or whatever you think of what happened today, you should watch the clips because they're really great.
It's amusing.
It was.
Okay, so we're doing commentary on the news, but the whole point is that for you to go watch it.
Yeah.
And you form your own opinion.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's the whole thing about it, because you'll have whatever the legacy media wants you to watch. You'll see that, and they'll tell you what you need to think about that. And the whole point of this is that you look at it, you watch it, you figure out what you're going to think about it.
When all this started, all right, the Donbass region, because Putin wanted some more farmland, and he wanted a buffer zone. He wanted that Donbass region right there. And of course, he wanted the Crimean Peninsula. All right. Now, the Crimean Peninsula is extremely important to Russia for one solid reason. Without the Crimean Peninsula, their fleet is icebound. They can't get out for half the year. Okay. So that's why Russia will never get, ask Peter the Great, right? I mean, yeah, they'll never give up that area there because they have to be able to get their fleet out. Okay. Whoa, honey. But there was a time when he could have got semi-favorable conditions.
Yeah. Well,
now, if our administration and the British, from what I understand, that what was his name, Boris?
Yeah.
Whatever. No.
You guys know.
No, not. Oh, the old guy. What was his name? The sloppy dude with the white hair. Yeah, but I understood that he told him not to sign a peace deal. But anyway, there's not going to be a good. And look, I feel sorry for the Ukraine. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay. Yeah. But you've got to understand, this is not that big of a deal to Europe. If it was, they would be supplying more money. Okay. Yeah. And not counting on America, which is ridiculous. But anyway, it was great TV. Watch it. Get your own opinion. Let me know what you think.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
God bless.
God bless, people. Is that done?